So look, I get that we all want to be the chosen one, but unfortunately we can't be, because Buffy Summers is the chosen one. And you can't be Buffy, like, no matter how hard you try. You also can't be Willow, because I'm Willow. Remember that. Hi, hello, how are you? Today's video is the first in a new series that I'm calling Who Are You? I'm going to be delving into pop culture, both past and present, going through all of the main characters, breaking down their character traits so that you can find out who you identify with. It's basically a mix of pop culture and astrology for the modern millennial, and today I am starting with a classic Buffy the Vampire Slayer. If you've never seen Buffy the Vampire Slayer before, I urge you to stop watching this video and go watch Buffy right now because you're really in for a treat. It's a TV show about a teenage girl who is the chosen one born in every generation to fight vampires and demons and werewolves, but at the same time deal with all of the trials and tribulations of being a high school student and just having a regular life. It's a really great show that has a lot of amazing messages, wonderful storylines, and it's just everything that you'd want in a television show. So, I'm going to be going through all of these characters, breaking down their traits so you can find out who you are in the world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. First up, we have Buffy, the leader, the protagonist, the chosen one. If you're a Buffy, then you're the leader of your group. You're always working super hard to make sure that everyone is safe and has everything they need. You feel like you're the one that has to have it all together. You have to save the day. You're the one that has the power. And while this can be a good thing because it makes you a confident, outgoing, empowered person, it can often lead to a lot of negative effects as well. Feeling like the leader, being the one to fix everything, often means that you'll downplay the abilities of people around you. You won't listen to their thoughts and opinions because you think to yourself, I'm the one that knows what I'm doing. I'm the only one that can do this. And that's not a great quality to have in a friend. It's easy for you to sometimes get a bit of a superiority complex and feel like you're the only one who can save the day. But despite all of these negative effects of being the leader and the chosen one, you are deeply loyal to your friends. You care so much about them. At the end of the day, all you really care about is protecting them and seeing them be the best versions of themselves. Faith, the antagonist, the rogue, the misunderstood. Faith was another Slayer that was introduced in season 3, kind of like the anti-Buffy. Whereas Buffy was all righteous and good, Faith was the girl who kind of used her powers for herself. She didn't really have a moral compass. If you're a Faith, then you are a badass all over. You're super confident, you know who you are, you feel powerful all the time. But, like I said earlier, you don't always have that moral compass that's pointing in the right direction. You don't play by the rules, you don't owe the world anything, but you believe that you are entitled to everything. Because you have that power, you believe that everything that you want to be yours should be yours. Maybe you've gone through hardships. There have been people that have betrayed you and hurt you, and because of that, you sometimes find it hard to trust people. But even though there's this strong exterior on the outside, all you really want is someone to love and accept you and make you feel like part of the family. Next, we have Willow, my favourite girl. Willow is the sidekick, the ingenue, the nerdy one. The kind of background character. Though I should say, as the series goes on, she really grows into herself and becomes a pretty big deal. Seriously, please go watch Buffy, it's so good. You'll see the Willow storyline, it's just amazing. If you are a Willow, then at the core of your being, you're sensitive and kind. You value emotions and knowledge over everything. You want to make sure that everyone is living the happiest, sweetest life that they can. You want to gain as much knowledge as you can and rise through the ranks of academia. But at the same time, you often feel lesser than. Because maybe you're not as pretty as this person or as strong as that person. You sometimes discount the amazing skills and talents that you have inside of you. And you fixate on the wonderful things other people can do without patting yourself on the back for all of the great things that you can do. That being said, if you are a Willow, there is a powerful quality to you. There's this amazing ability deep inside of you, but you can only get to release it when you feel you're most confident. When you're true to yourself and 100% comfortable in your skin, you can bring this amazing power out and really show the world who you are as a fully realized person. Next up, we have Xander. Xander is the comic relief. His character has come under fire a lot because he's basically just a kind of crappy, rude, offensive teenage boy. Xander is not always bad. Sometimes he is really nice and really kind and he's there to uplift people's spirits, but he's also a bit immature and he maybe doesn't think about everything that he says. Although Xander doesn't have any powers, he's the person that makes people feel good. He'll crack jokes, he'll tell stories, he'll get people's spirits lifted, but because he doesn't have access to magic or super strength, he often feels like he doesn't quite belong in the group. When everyone around you is a superhero, it's easy to feel far too regular. It's easy to feel like you don't have anything to offer. But you have to understand that while being a superhero is pretty cool, if you're the person that lifts spirits, makes people happy, brings the joy and the fun, that's just as important as wielding magic. Because when people are down and broken, you are the voice that lifts them up and gets them back in the fight. Next up, we have Anya, the outsider. Anya is one of my favourite characters because I see a lot of myself in her, which is kind of a bad thing because she's not the nicest person. But hey, I relate to her. We can't be nice 24/7. If you're an Anya, then you probably feel like you don't really fit into your friend group. You haven't been there since day one, you're a new addition, and the clique has already formed quite tightly. And you don't understand how you're gonna slide into this group easily and just make everything work like clockwork. Now, you love your friends a lot, so much, you really do care for them, but a lot of the things that they say and do don't seem to make any sense to you. Things that they think are highly important, you think are kind of stupid, whereas the things you think are important, they don't really understand. Anyas are materialistic, which is not a bad thing. Having possessions is nice, but you can fall into the pitfall of loving your possessions and your money more than people, so that's something to look out for. You often think of life as transactional. You only do something or give something if you know you're going to get something back, which from a business point is, you know, smart, but from an emotional point is just a little bit mean. Next up, we have Giles, everybody's favourite book-reading, tea-drinking dad. Giles is the authority figure, the parent, the voice of wisdom that guides Buffy and her friends through the dark times they go through. If you're a Giles, then you're an old soul. You're someone who has been here before. You understand a bit more about life, you've got that wisdom. You like to take life at a slower pace. You don't mind being thrown into the action, but if it were up to you, you'd rather be at home reading a book, doing a puzzle, drinking some tea, just chilling out and being very zen. That being said, you can also be incredibly introverted and maybe a bit neurotic because you tend to keep yourself away from the world. You hide away from it because the world is just a bit too much for you and you want just a bit less. You're not the life and soul of the party, but deep inside of you there is that party kid that wants to come out every now and again. The issue is, you tend to be an all or nothing person. You're either completely zen, completely chill, happy with your books, or you unleash the beast and you kind of go crazy and, well, you know, madness ensues. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you've figured out who you are in the world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, please put it in the comments below. I love seeing this kind of stuff and I love engaging with other Buffy fans and pop culture fans out there. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up because that really helps me know what kind of content you guys want to see. You can subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any notifications. And I will see you later. Bye!